Hi, I'm Sandra Carson, and I'm the Vice President of Enterprise Risk Management and Compliance for the Cisco Corporation. So I think it was about 2010 when I had recently added on a lot more responsibility, and they were different groups or different areas that I was, responsible for, and I was feeling totally overwhelmed. Uh, I'm my own worst critic, and I didn't believe I was doing the best job that I could. And so I talked to a kind of a trusted business associate, and she told me about Nina. And actually, what she said is, I'd just like to introduce you. And if you think this might be something you would want to do, you could talk to her about, working with you. So I remember going to dinner and spending a little time there, and by the end of dinner, Nina knew exactly my issues, I think, and was really able to put them into a very explainable box for me, where I really felt like, hey, this is something I could do, and that would help me greatly. So that really started the process. So one of the other things I learned through this process is really realizing my own strengths. Because I set a such high bar for myself, one thing it was just kind of, hey, I do it, right? I didn't really learn or didn't start learning until Nina was working with me to really own those strengths and really be able to see myself in a different way. And that was important because then I could leverage those and learn how to use those so that I could get more results for the company. And I think the other thing that led to, because I was owning them and realizing them, then I was able to pay it forward in a more meaningful way with other people around me, right? Teaching them from my experiences, where before, to me, it was just kind of matter of fact and I was just getting it done. So one thing that's happened through this process, when every 6 months or so, Nina checks in on, how I'm feeling about the coaching and how it's going. And I've continued to use her continuously through those years. I can tell you that the goals I've had that I've been working on have been very different throughout that time. I was getting more responsibility. Different things were happening in the organization where I was growing more. And so while it sounds like maybe that's been a long time, they've not been the same goals. I'd be able to accomplish things and then look to reset them, right? And because of the different ways I was adding on responsibilities, that actually made them different goals. So they weren't around the same topics. And for me, it's actually, I said this earlier today, it hasn't been how can I spend the time, with Nina or with the coach and working on these things. I really think it's how can I not? Because my world has changed that much, and that continues to be a vital part of me continuing to grow and give back to this company in a much more substantial way. While I think anybody would benefit from working with Nina, I've got to say, I think it's high performers that continue to want more. They're wanting to grow more, they're wanting to give back to their company more, they're wanting to take on more responsibility. And I think for me, Nina's been that partner to go through that with me and help me obtain that. And there's been times in my career I haven't been able to say what I wanted to do next, but I knew what I didn't. And that was to stay at the same place with the same responsibilities and doing the same thing. And so Nina's really helped me be able to have this vision where I wanted to go, put more articulation around that while we're still working on it. But so I really think that's the people that I would say even would benefit more than just everybody, but that high performer that really wants to continue to grow.